Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, I am your host, DBoss. And I just hope that everybody's been doing their 15 minutes and laughing or more. You know, the more you do, the better you're going to feel. So don't tell me that you can't find nobody to laugh with. You could always call somebody. You can watch something funny. You could put something on. You could sit with a group. You could do something because it releases a lot of endorphins in your body. It keeps your blood pressure down. It also warms up your voice. If you have to any speaking engagements or singing or anything like that, it also heals your body. It also tones your abs. And I'm not saying you don't stop going to the gym. You still go to the gym because maybe some people have a little bit more abs than others. So we have to make sure that you know that you don't stop. Oh, DBoss told me to stop going to the gym and laughing. No, you need the gym still. Okay. So you could do that. Also, there's so many health benefits to laughing. How you start your day is how people are going to receive you. And who cares if someone's looking at you and you're laughing? So what? You just tell them, hey, you should laugh with me too. So you can release a lot of those endorphins. So I do want to thank the people that have been doing it and laughing. I'm going to be coming up with some benefits of coconut water and also watermelon. So, I'm going to be talking about that, how watermelon is very good for you and the coconut water. Get the good one, not that one that has so much sugar in it or those artificial sugary pieces of coconut in it. But, if that's the one you like to drink, you got to drink it. So I'm going to be telling you about some health benefits from that. So we're going to have, from one of the sponsors, we're going to have something come on with Vital Steps from Vital Health. And we'll be right back with our special guests.
Welcome to your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. I'm Joanne James. Today we're talking about how exercise affects stress. Everybody has stress in some way in their lives, but regular exercise is a powerful tool for managing your stress level. A couple of things that it does. One is it releases endorphins, which is a feel-good hormone, into your system that gives you more energy, makes you feel good, and reduces your anxiety and probably eliminates your depression. Also, exercise is a distraction. It keeps you thinking about other things other than your problems that you're having. So exercise whenever you're feeling stressed, that will distract you. Exercise also improves your sleep quality by regulating your sleep pattern, which is increasing your resilience to stress. So get a good night's sleep and you'll get that after you exercise. So make sure you incorporate exercise into your daily lifestyle, and that way you'll get a lot less stress in your life. I'm Joanne James, and this has been your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. See you next time.
Well, thank you, Joanne James, for that tip. As she said, endorphins, exercise, everybody. It doesn't mean that you have to run in a marathon or do that. I don't know, those iron fitness, those men and women that be doing that. You don't have to do all that. You could just take a brisk walk for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and just come back, just come back in. You don't have to be, if you want to pump some weights and do all that, that's great. But anyways, we have someone's sounds and pressure. That that's probably why they got me laughing a lot with the sounds and pressure. But anyways, they're called. That's the name of the organization, is Sounds and Pressure. So we're gonna find out what's going on with them. We have Chris Flanagan and we have Graeme Mathieson, and we're gonna find out all about their journey, where they worked, how they came about, the whole thing. So let's get into it. So here's Chris Flanagan.
Hey, DBoss, how you doing?
And Graeme Mathieson.
Greetings.
Oh my gosh, greetings. Okay, so here at Real Life Matters, we like to know where everybody's culture and their background they come from. So Chris can go, or whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, I'm a white guy from Australia. I've been in Canada for about the last 18 years now. My girlfriend's Canadian. That's how I came here.
Okay. You came from Australia. You don't even look.
I know we should have gone the other way. I don't know what happened.
I guess everybody must be looks at you and say, "Wait, he's from Australia."
Yeah, exactly.
You lost something. You lost
I
something.
know. I know. I gained a few things though, so it's all right.
You gained. Okay. Because I'm thinking, no one ever think you're from
I know.
Australia. It's like, what? All right, Graham, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Toronto, but my mom's from Jamaica. She came up here in late 60s. My dad also came over here from Scotland in the late 60s. So that's my background. Most of my family's still back in Jamaica and in Scotland.
You know what part of Jamaica? Because these people be asking all kind of.
Yeah. They're originally from
I know.
Yeah. Portland Parish, Buff Bay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But most of them is in Kingston now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you got some flavor. You got us down south. Down under.
Yachty.
So how did you guys come about with this? The name, sounds, and pressure, and tell people what you do.
Yeah, I guess I can quickly start. We so Sounds and Pressure is a 5-part documentary series that we've been working on for the past 5 years. It's called it's called Sounds and Pressures: Reggae in a Foreign Land, and it's talking about 5 reggae and ska legends who helped spread reggae here in Toronto, and they were foundational to the reggae scene in Toronto. So that's what this project is with the National Film Board of Canada. It's based on both our shared love and passion for reggae music, and specifically reggae music and the contribution culturally here in Canada.
Okay. So you took 5 years to do this. So no, but to do, you said it's a film, right?
So it's 5 short films.
Okay, 5. Okay.
Yeah. So it covers reggae artists who are either Canadian or spent a good period of time in Canada. So we have Johnny Osbourne, Leroy Sibbles, Nana McLean, Roy Panton and Yvonne Harrison from the ska era, and then producer and singer Jerry Brown, who was originally a member of the Jamaicans in the rocksteady era.
Oh, well, that's a little different. I guess that's all I wanted to. Okay, so you did parts like with Johnny Osbourne. You did one part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, each one is a profile just on these individual artists, and they're about 15 to 20 minutes each episode. It's told in their own voice, their story. We went back to their old stomping grounds here in Toronto, and with Leroy, we went back to his old home and his foundation in Trenchtown. We went back to Nana McLean's old her hometown and in Jamaica, and we also created reenactment, so recreation scenes of pivotal moments in their journeys as reggae musicians and artists.
Okay, so you guys do like a mini documentaries on these people, like an autobiography, I guess.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So when you do these, you go in Jamaica, right? You go to travel there.
We film there. Yeah, we filmed there we filmed a lot of it in Toronto.
I'm coming.
Yeah, it was nice to be able to go film in Jamaica. Definitely.
Oh, I guess it was.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a great team in Jamaica too. Sharon Schroeder, who's a producer in Jamaica, she was sort of our producer down there while we were filming, and she's absolutely amazing. She's well known in Jamaica. And yeah, had an amazing team. We were blessed to be able to go down there, and for the Leroy episode, we were blessed to be able to hang out with him for 2 days and travel around, and yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, we filmed him.
Chris, did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a great time. I mean, it wasn't my first time in Jamaica, but it was a really good time. Yeah, and we filmed Leroy in like legendary Harry J's, recording studio in the yard there. So it was a great vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So how long did it take you guys? I know you said it took. So what is it? Was a year each person, or?
It was partly the reason it took so long was COVID. Like we were due to film
yes, that's
the
right.
first episode. Actually, the week that COVID hit. I mean, at first we were like, older subjects. Maybe we're just gonna wait a couple of weeks and see what happens. But then, yeah, there was a year and a half before we did our first kind of tentative filming with Roy Panton and Yvonne Harrison, and most of that took place outside, just out of an abundance of caution. And so, yeah, that was part of it. But also, there's a lot of research that went into these films. There's a lot of love and passion from everybody involved. These are very cinematic films. Like when you hear documentary, it may just sound like, it's a little interview or something. But between the recreations with actors and all the archival footage, these are quite cinematic short films, about 15 to 20 minutes each. So all told, it is something the equivalent of a feature film, but there's like 5 separate parts.
So what is your role, Chris? What do you do?
Yeah, so we're co-directing the series, but we kind of come to it from different backgrounds. Like my real background is like visual art and DJing, and I'm a big record collector.
Wow.
Yeah, we're both DJs as well, so that's kind of how we met. Before
you
we
and Graham are both DJs.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
So that love of the music really was the first thing. And record collecting as well. That's really how we met. So we had a passion for like old reggae music and the history behind it and the people behind it. So, and then Graham comes from a production background as well. Was great at every aspect of production, from editing, filming. That's his background. Whereas I kind of had a guerrilla kind of approach to documentary filmmaking. I did another feature film about my search for a lost reggae singer, and in the meantime, we connected on another short film about Stranger Cole, who also spent time up here in Canada.
So you did that up here. You said you did that film up here?
The Stranger Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was almost the prequel to this series. We did that just on our own, no budget, one afternoon in Kensington, Graham filming, me holding the boom.
A lot of people do stuff down there.
Yeah. But no, it worked out great, and it got us in the door with the National Film Board as well, which is great.
Wow, you see, you would never known where you are. You're seeing, sounds and pressure, and then now we're getting to know what's, the meat and potatoes behind you guys now here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not the leafy greens. Yes, I'm sorry for the vegans, but So you guys were DJs. So where did you guys play? Just at regular places or where?
Yeah. I mean, I did a 15-year-long radio show at CHRY 105.5, which is a community radio station in Toronto. And that was a reggae and soul and funk radio show. So I had done that. And then in between that, we just venues across the city. But for both Chris and I, we are specific to playing the original vinyl music when we DJ, which is, so I think there's an audience for that. I mean, I can't speak for Chris, but Chris has got also a really impressive collection of deep Canadian reggae cuts. But yeah, we play there's a really big audience for this kind of music in Toronto, especially younger generations. So it's not hard to find what we're doing and other DJs doing similar selections in and around the city in Toronto, and getting great turnouts. So it's great. And some of the OG selectors from back in the day who've come up to Toronto, they're now sort of like getting a second life, I guess, in selecting, because there's this renewed interest. And hopefully Sounds and Pressure is helping with that renewed interest and helping people rediscover, the cultural contributions of these artists that we featured in the films, and the cultural contribution of Jamaicans here in Toronto.
Well, you guys are some real good trendsetters, because look at this. You guys are DJs, CJs, different things, and now you're making documentaries of artists in the reggae industry. Are you guys just doing only reggae, or are you going to branch out to other people, or?
Well, I have another project in the go that's coming out a little bit later, and it's kind of more telling the story of soul music that came to Toronto back in the 60s, and it actually also comes from a large migration of Jamaican musicians out of mostly Montego Bay and Kingston, and they were producing some of like the hardest soul and funk music at the time in Toronto in the late 60s and early 70s.
I think I know who they are.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't want to give away too much. Oh, well, let the film come out.
I think I know who they can be.
I leave it for the audience to see if they can guess.
I'm not saying because I know them very well.
And yeah, I'm interested in like, I love reggae, I love reggae, but my next project is going to be music related, but not reggae related, but more about sort of, I mean, I come from a visual arts background as well. So it's something a little bit quirky, still in documentary, but a little bit hybrid. So it kind of plays with fact and fiction a bit. But yeah, I mean, in terms of my collection, it is mostly reggae. So I'm kind of actively challenging myself to try and do something different now, because it's so easy. There's so many stories just to continue to return to. And, yeah.
Well, it's okay, to hone your craft there, but it's also okay, because R&B funk, because it was so hard back then. I remember in high school and stuff, people used to be fighting that rock and roll is the best, and people were all in your face with it. I was like, excuse me, and look what happened. Rock and roll died out.
Right.
I remember Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd. We were, everybody liked it, but then they were in a big fight. But now look at R&B is there, soul is still there. Look at George Clinton, because he was out when Rick James and all those. And I remember because we grew up in Montreal, and I remember, and I was telling someone just the other day, when Michael Jackson came to the city and Earth, Wind and Fire. And they came, and the people thought that the Lord was coming. People went out and they got outfits that it was, and I remember seeing Bon Jovi and different people and Tina Turner and these people, and they were just like, wow, like people really went out to these concerts,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was an amazing time.
Yeah.
So this thing is, and then coming back with the vinyls and people playing the vinyls, that was all we played. Everybody had to make sure your needle was working. People had to make sure they had. There was a lot of aspect. Come on now. If you think about your stereo.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that had their vinyl, got rid of it, and now are buying it back again.
And you bought a whack. I remember getting paid every week, and you bought a record or an album every week.
Right.
And everybody would come up, can you borrow it? You better make sure you bring it back. You bring it back. Bring it back next week.
That's a good friend if you're lending your records.
And if you're taping it, I remember when they used to tape it on those recorders, and everybody had to shut up. You couldn't talk. I'm taping. No, but you tell people today, those cassettes and stuff, that people did really well with those.
Yeah. Well, mixtapes. Recording radio shows. And
you would play them, and everybody would be like, who'd you get that tape from? So I remember, I don't think that they had recorded. I think people just had to open up their tape recorder and a person's tape, and then heard what the person played, and they just played it through. Yeah. And I remember we couldn't talk in the room. We couldn't say nothing unless they paused it. I'm taking you guys back now. And even the reggae music and stuff like that too. People, that was difficult, to break into some people. Yes. Okay. Everybody knew Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff, all these people that were there, but, to break into that, it took a while for people to understand who that is. And, Third World coming out, they had to do a different type of reggae for everybody to understand it. If they went into that hardcore reggae, I remember I used to didn't like it that much. I used to be like, oh my gosh, that music makes me sleepy. Because I like funk and R&B, and then after, because you didn't know, when you went out, and then we didn't like how the men were dancing with people, so
with the reggae. Yeah, there's a
No, we, no. No, you know what? The reggae's coming out. Okay, you know what? We gotta go out. We're taking a break. We're taking an outdoor break. He's like, I know Graham's laughing because he knows exactly,
Yeah.
and I know Chris is laughing because he knows exactly. But a lot of women used to cut out with.
Right.
Well, we have a scene in one of our films where we did a recreation of a reggae dance party back in the 70s, and there was some grinding going on. Some close dancing going on.
And the lights were off.
Yeah.
And they turned. No, I remember the parties. We turned them off.
Yeah.
And I turned off the light. It was off. Well, it maybe wasn't off till everybody was situated, and then they knew it was coming on. And boom, the lights are off, and everyone's like. And I remember one time I was dancing, we're backing it back. I said, "What's this guy keep backing up, backing up?" Where we're going? You know. And next thing, because I know y'all did it probably and experienced it. So next thing you're up on the wall. Excuse me, I don't want to be up there.
I think our version's pretty PG actually. Now I come think of it.
No, but you know that's part of the reggae culture and the history of it too. You know, because people who didn't understand or knew it, we didn't understand. Like, what are these men trying to do? You know. Okay, we get it. We get it. We heard Bomber coming in from the cold or running or whatever. But when it got to that slower type of reggae or that thing, it was just a little bit like, you know what? I don't think I'm ready for this one. Graham's laughing because he knows exactly, and I know Chris too. Women would like vacate. Some of them would just vacate the premises.
I've seen Chris wind it up before.
Huh?
I've seen Chris wind it up on the dance floor before.
You saw him?
He's lying.
You don't know how to you know how to dance it by now. Come on.
A little bit. I'm still learning.
A little bit. It doesn't matter. There's some of y'all can some of you white guys can do it better than some of the black people.
No, I think Graham's got the moves of the two of us.
But Graham's laughing because Graham flipping knows. Well, you better know if your parents there show you.
I have to keep it PG on here because my partner's, but only with my partner, only with my girl.
Oh. I remember in Toronto when they had the Caravana and they always had the reggae band. I don't know if you guys went down, and it was coming up at university, and everybody was like, "What's coming? We've seen a cloud." Everybody said it right. What's that cloud? Oh my God, it's a Jamaican band.
That's amazing.
It was one. Graham's laughing, and then my brother was standing up there. What do you do, darling? DBoss, what do you do? I said, just stand there and don't move. It'll pass. But there were so many, and it was just everybody was grinding, and then it was just going.
Well, it used to be. I mean, I remember as a young kid, my parents would take me to when it was on university, and I think it was a better vibe then. Now it's like,
it was good because people could go in it.
Yeah. It's
like it's all separated now, right?
Yeah.
You have to be official. Yeah,
which don't really do much because they get crashed and people, you know.
But there's too many people, and all the DJs, they want to hear other DJs like yourself, you know. But everybody's all over the place, you know.
Yeah.
And now you see the reggae artists infusing with the soca artists.
Yep.
So they can, because they got to be creating, they already got their songs ready for next year already.
Yeah.
And whoever does it, they got to release it August. So right. Like these guys from Trinidad or, you know, Barbados, all those guys, they're already been in the studio. And even though it's summer for us down here, it's busy, but they still got to have those songs ready because they got to get them on the radio play, get them to you guys. Right. And if somebody's doing a reggae kind of soca kind of mix or something like that, then, you know, it's a little different now. And they got to get the dances down packed.
Yeah.
It's a little more dancing. It's not that grinding kind of. Well, they still have that, but it's a little bit.
I disregard that.
That was like more. They got to get in a step. Woo, woo, back it. You know, you got to kind of get these steps in, like, because they got now, well, back in the day they had dances too, but now they got dances for all types of music and different songs and you got, like, forget that, I'm just dancing whatever I feel like it. So look at Graham's like but that's part of you guys' culture, that you guys are doing Jamaican things, so you have to know what's in the culture. And then even when they do funk and soul and R&B, they got all dances for those. You had to, back in the day, you had, I know you were down under, but I don't know, you had all different dances for different songs, and everybody had to know those moves and how to move to them.
Right.
Or else you weren't going out that night until you get something down. And Chris, if he knew you'd be like, okay, Chris, no. This is not how it's going. You are not dancing like that tonight. Okay, we're gonna put the vinyl on, boom, and we're gonna practice before we go. Graham knows because he did that practicing too.
Maybe. I was in the generation when we were all trying to break dance, so whether or not
that breaking, that was even worse. You see some big man getting on the ground. That was
that usually would kill a dance floor, right? Like if like the circle would start, and it's like either you just gotta participate or you gotta observe.
And not everybody was that great.
Yeah.
And some people got the clothes really dusted up really bad. If they didn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the guys that did it really well, look at it, breaking was in the Olympics this year. So, break dancing.
Very cool, yeah.
And those guys you have to be athletic. You just couldn't be jumping down. Because a lot of those guys did martial arts, weights, dance, actual dance. So you have to give them their props there. Mm-hmm. So what's up for you guys now? What are you going to be? I know you guys said your projects, you're going to be doing some other stuff, but are you going to be getting some more doing, like, who's your next artist that you're going to be doing?
Well, I mean, sorry, young Chris?
I was going to say, I mean, for this series, this is something we're working on for a long time, and now we're just, really happy to launch this. It would be amazing if there was like a part 2 and part 3. I'm sure we'll end up collaborating on some other stuff. We had an idea for another project about vinyl culture in the works, which I think could be something else to build on from this project. But in terms of like a part 2 or 3 for this, there's nothing currently in the works. But obviously that would be a lot of fun, because the challenge with this was honestly how to reduce it to only 5 or 6 people. When, as you know, in Toronto, it's just thick.
So you're just focusing on the Canadian people, the awareness.
For this,
well, there's a lot of artists here, though. There's a
lot of artists. There's a lot of people
there's tons
that could have and should have been in this, and it's not about who's the biggest and who's the best or who's the most.
No,
famous.
You just selected.
So, we just selected in terms of we want to have some women represented. We want to have not just singers. We want to have producers as well. So it's all of those factors playing into it. But
do they play an instrument?
Yeah, some of that too. Leroy Sibbles obviously has a number of those different things going on. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of deserving people who could easily be featured.
I think you guys got to come out with a couple of phase 1, phase 2. Because people probably want to be in it.
Get us back for another slate.
More funding.
Let them get the money.
We need the money. Yeah.
But people don't realize that these films are, you know what I mean? They're not cheap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, and it was important for us to have to bring together a really good team. So we had a lot of people who helped make this a possibility. From music to archives to the recreations, art department team, wardrobe team, because all this stuff was really era specific too. So 1960s, 1970s, 1980s gets covered in it, gets covered in the film series. But I mean, when you said, what do we have coming up? But I mean, this is just about to launch, so it's not even out yet, this series.
So when is it supposed to come out?
So
I thought it was out.
No, soon come. Well, August 22nd, we're having the premiere launch at the Paradise Theater, which unfortunately sold out. So hopefully there might be an opportunity to have a second screening.
I think we have to. I
Okay,
think
hold on. You guys are coming, and a lot of these people are going to be watching.
No,
and then a lot of people are going to be wanting to come, and now you're telling us it's sold out.
Unfortunately, so we hope this will convince our team to do another screening.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of people that want to come. So yeah.
So it's 2 days.
Yeah, possibly. But the day after it goes live on the National Film Board website, so it's free for anyone to watch the episodes. And if you're flying on Air Canada, it's playing on Air Canada as well.
That's right. Yeah,
on the National Film Board channel. So there's opportunities to see it if you can't make it to the screening.
Oh, okay. So we can't make. All right then. Yeah, but people still like to come out.
Yeah, there's something special about seeing it in
Chris
a cinema.
And see Graham. I know you. On those days, you guys are running back and forth and all over the place, so people can see you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the artists are going to be there as well. That which is really special. All 6 of them are going to be there.
Yeah.
Well, they should have all came on.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Let me tell you how hard
at different times. You know what I mean? Not right now, but not all together. But at least they could come on and say something. And how was it? So, was there any when you guys were filming this stuff? Was there any bloopers that was funny that happened and was in Jamaica?
No bloopers. I think it was just
not really.
Yeah,
nothing.
I mean, I think
his heel came off when it was supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing is we filmed at Jerry Brown, who's one of the episodes, and he owned a recording studio and a record label called Summer Records, and that was out of his basement in Malton. So we found the original home where he used to live at. He doesn't live there; he hasn't lived there for days. But we filmed his interview there, so we went back, interviewed him on his front stoop. But we didn't take into consideration as Malton was just right next to the Toronto International Airport. And so every 10 minutes, a plane would go by. Every 5 minutes, a plane would have to go by. Stop. But the great thing is he made fun of it because that was a problem he had when he had the studio, was the sounds of the planes going over.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was like
initially our producer Shireen was just like, "What are you guys doing? Filming it out here? You're under the flight path. How is this going to work?" Yeah, we made it.
We're taking a trip, people.
Yeah.
We're close to the airport, so we're getting on our. We're here close so we can get on our flight, so we won't miss the flight.
Exactly, but it was important not just to have the people, but also some of the locations as well. And a lot of this is also about the erasure of the communities and gentrification. So taking you back to like some of these places like Bathurst Street and Eglinton, which may look kind of different from how they did back in the day, and having legends guide us through these places. This was here, that was here, and you'll definitely see that in particularly Johnny Osbourne on Bathurst and Nana McLean's episode up on Eglinton.
Wow. I'm just like, you guys going around because everything's been so refaced. Maybe Scarborough, no, but
right.
But like in the GTA, everything's being refaced. Buildings are being, repainted, and some places you won't even recognize after a while when that trans comes in.
Yeah.
But how did you guys? But how did you work with the music? Back from the day, some of the music had that static in it, like even when you played the music, did you guys have to?
We embraced it, honestly, because we're record collectors. Like a lot of the stuff, other stuff was hard to find too. You're not going to Spotify and downloading this or whatever. Like this is coming from our vinyl collection, so a lot of times I was just like digitizing it in real time. Then we have the file to use in the edit. So if there's a little bit of crackle there, then we go with it.
Yeah, that crackling crack. You can't.
So we embrace
that
it.
Crackle pop.
I mean, we're DJs, so like that was a big part of it. You see people dropping the needle on the record.
Okay.
So we worked with that.
So you have a few needles in stock.
Well, yeah, I probably got through a few. I should probably be sending the bill, I think.
I couldn't remember when you knew that needle wasn't working. It was something. What was it?
It's kind of muddy, or sometimes one channel goes like you're hearing it more on the left than the right.
Or when you see it's dusty,
yeah,
really dusty,
the
needle.
Yeah.
I just remember that. I was thinking, okay, remember you had to clear that dust off, or you had that record cleaner, or something was like a thing that just. I don't really know I don't even know if it did anything really much, because people. I think they just took your money back then. I think because you had to buy the cleaner and you had to put the solution. I don't even know what the solution was. It probably was peroxide or something.
Alcohol, I think, rubbing alcohol
it was
in water or something. I don't know.
I don't think it was anything that was really like all the like the different products we have today to clean, the records and stuff.
Yeah, I just use rubbing alcohol and water. I make my own.
Well, with all these solutions, you can make your own.
Yeah, yeah.
But back in the day, people did. Oh no, you have to buy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The record thing. All right. Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna be looking out for you guys. Unfortunately, people, you can't get to the thing. We don't know. You have to probably gonna check out the website to see what's going on, because apparently it's sold out.
Yeah, already. So www.nfb.ca. You can check it out there.
NFB.
That's right. National Film Board.
National Film Board. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. So people they look up you guys, or
sounds
or not really?
Yeah,
just sounds and pressure.
Well, we both have our Instagram accounts as well too, that you can check out. Yeah, I don't know how we can share that if we can.
Okay, but first of all, I'd like to ask you guys if you want to give any shout outs to your people in your career that people who supported you. So any one of you guys can go. You can shout out as much people as you want.
You go first,
okay.
Well, don't go at once.
Yeah. Well, I got to shout out my family, of course, and my partner Christine. Has been a huge supporter throughout the years, but shout out a lot of other collaborators and collaborators on this project that we've worked with. Our producer Shireen Barsoom and our producer Leah Marin have been huge supporters of this project, and our DP Keenan Lynch, he was amazing. I've worked with him on a few projects as well too. Shout out my boy Navin Harilau. He helped edit one of the episodes, but him and I go back years, and he's an editor himself in the documentary world, and we hosted our radio show together for years. Shout out the community. Shout out the reggae community in Toronto. Shout out the Jamaican community in Toronto. Yeah, I'm going to keep it general. There's too many names.
Yeah, well, and it's funny. People look at this as the thing and say, "Wait, I want to find out." You know what I
mean? Yeah. Oh, and shout out to Danae Peart, who's going to be hosting our screening, and she's amazing. Yeah. I've worked with her at the radio station for years, so she's been a huge supporter as well of Chris and I's projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Chris? I just say, particularly for some of the recreations, a lot of work went into making them look and feel authentic. So Nicole Simmons and her team, and who else? Jeanette Linton in wardrobe as well. Our first AD, Dean as well.
Oh, our editors. Our other
editors as well.
Chris Williamson, Jaden, JB Williams.
Definitely.
They were huge. And editors do as much work, I think, pulling the story together. They do the heavy lifting. So big shout out to
exactly. Yeah.
Well, 5 years. Hello.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and also Beth Lesser, an amazing photographer who opened up our archives to us. We didn't have a huge budget for these, so some archives were very expensive, more so from the people that you don't have any kind of relationship with. But to have someone like Beth, who's just an amazing talent, just allow us to access all this stuff was amazing too.
Wow. Wow. You got it all out.
I'm sure we forgot a whole bunch of people who are going to be annoyed, but oh well.
Yeah.
Can go chase Chris and Graham. Don't bother with me. Don't ask me why you didn't mention who, what, or where.
And definitely shout out all the artists again.
Absolutely.
Their feature, because they believed in us. They gave us the opportunity to help tell their story. So it's humbling to be able to work with them and consider them, friends now. But the faith and trust they had in us to allow us to, help do our part to celebrate their contributions. So big shout out to all of them: Leroy, Johnny, Nana, Roy and Yvonne, Jerry, Jerry's kids, Africa. Yeah.
See, now it's coming to you.
Yeah. I hope the door is gonna be flooded. All the names are gonna come out.
My partner Emily. I would be remiss. Yeah.
Who's that, Chris?
My partner Emily. You reminded me.
Oh, yeah, you would have been a doghouse.
Yeah, I would have been. Yeah, exactly.
He said Christine. How can you say my name?
Exactly. I know.
He forgot.
Yeah.
No. So I just saved the best for last. That was what it was.
No, we just played. That's it. All right. So just tell everybody your social medias. If people want to, suppose if somebody wants to contact you, maybe you could do their autobiography and their hair that you missed. Look at him laughing. No.
It was not 5 years. If we can do it.
Okay. Well, maybe set it down to 6 months.
Yeah. That would be the goal for the next project.
So, Graeme, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. So mine's at Gramantics. So it's GRAMANTICS. So Gramantics. And I'm mostly on Instagram, so you can check me there. It's got my contact and all that.
What does that mean, Gramantics?
Well, I go by DJ Gramera, but Gramera was taken so years ago when I had the I'm like, I don't know, Gramera, antics, a romantic, you can take whatever you want.
Okay, all right. We get the gist of it. You hear it, people?
Yeah, I'm living with it. I'm stuck with it, so that's what it is.
You're stuck with it. Okay.
Mine is Shella Records, SHELLA_records. I also run a reggae reissue label. Focusing on old, roots, dub, dancehall from the 70s and 80s. So yeah, Shella Records, mostly Instagram as well.
Did Shell come after you? Shell gas station?
No, not yet.
Shella Records. But it's it's just the creative. I'm not laughing. It's just like the creativity that's coming in when people think up their names,
Actually, this one is based on a misprint from an artist, Sheila Rickards, and that was the first. I made a documentary about trying to find this lady, and also started my record label based on that misprint. So it was Sheila Rickards, but it was spelled as Shella Records, so I just went with it.
Check out the film too.
Check out the film.
Because it was a crowd favorite at Hot Docs 2019.
Yeah, and it's played on TVJ in Jamaica a few times. Executive produced by Herbie Miller. We screened it with Justine and Jason Hensel, 10A West Kings House Road. So it's got a Jamaican reception as well. But yeah, you can find that at shellarecords.com as well. It's on most of the streamers.
Wow. I tell you, guys got to come back again when you guys get something. We had a good time up here.
Yeah, I'd love to.
The next film project.
Yes. And we'll dissect it. But, I do want to thank you guys and welcome to come back. And everybody here has enjoyed your journey. And, we went and we covered everything in there. So, when you guys do your new thing, you're welcome. I welcome you to come back and talk about it, and let's go. And I can't wait to hear that secret soul R&B project.
Yeah.
I won't say anything, but I think I know who it is. I won't say nothing. It's a secret.
Appreciate it.
See if you guys leave in the comments if you guys think you know who it is.
Maybe get a free ticket.
Yeah, and you'll get a free ticket if they don't sell it out before you get there.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody, thank you for tuning in, and good night, and bye for now.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.